Perform.com and BMRodds.com. What is going on, boys? What is going on? Welcome back to episode number 66 of The Lobby. Moving right along
67.
there, guys. 67 already?
Oh,
Wow. It's even more ahead than I originally thought. What is up? Starting off, Mr. Sam's in charge with the I love the shirt, Sam. You know, every week you're coming out with different shirts.
Yeah.
You know, the Hawaiian look. That's probably, the one you got on, probably one of my favorites so far. But what's up?
Yeah. I got a closet full of 6 of these, so it's always on rotation. It's been beautiful weather. Took advantage on the day off. Spent about 4 hours doing yard work outside, and then also I put together a basketball hoop. Got a new 10-foot hoop with the retractable. If I ever want to dunk and tear my ACL, but if not, we're going to keep it at the 10-foot height and do shoot around a little bit. I'll probably shoot around after the show in a little bit.
Well,
pretty productive day, and now I'm chilling watching the Euros, little soccer action.
Well, your next video, we got to see those NBA skills from Sam's in charge. That's going to be your next video idea right there.
Yep.
Yeah, I got to get a new ball. I definitely ordered the wrong one. I probably, it was a combo thing. It's definitely ordered like a women's ball or something like that. So I just got to run to the store, get another ball. But whatever, I'll rock with what I have for now. But yep, definitely get a video up.
What, did you get the WNBA ball?
Yeah, so I don't know, like when I was on the website, I got confused. There's 3 different sizes. I thought I clicked the biggest one. That's what she said. Obviously I clicked the smallest one, and there it goes. But again, new basketball is $20-$25. No big deal.
Yeah, that's not bad. But moving on, Mr. Donnie Rightside. What's up, Donnie?
Yeah, how about that? Hockey season closes. It's full time, I guess, Major League Baseball season. We got the NBA draft tonight. Actually, a 2-day affair. So tonight we have the draft, and tomorrow night we have the draft. We'll see how many players you can get through. Not all that exciting overall, but guys, what are we, a week out from July? Month of July, training camps begin, and a whole nother season would be upon us there in college football and the NFL. So we don't have to wait too long, that's for sure.
Speaking of the NBA draft, Donnie, let's dive right into it. Where is the NBA draft going to be held at? I know the NHL draft is going to be out here in Vegas at the Sphere. It's going to be a beautiful sight to behold. That Sphere is really impressive. But the NBA draft, I don't think it's too memorable. Where is it even held at this year?
New York City. Barclays, maybe? Is it at this year? Brooklyn, I think it is. I'm not 100% sure, though.
All right, well, let's jump into your team. Sammy, we'll start with you. I know you're a Knicks fan. Talk a little bit about the Knicks' hopes in the draft, and then who do you think is going to go number 1? And I think the question on pretty much everybody's mind right now, where is Bronny going to go?
Yeah, so there's not too many names that you even recognize when looking through it.
No.
There's been more coverage on Bronny, who's projected to be pick number 50 than there has been on the top 5 players. 4 of which are from France. So you have 4 out of the top 10 projections. The top 2 picks are from France. Following Wemby from last year, the Rookie of the Year superstar. So, you have a lot of people that people might not even recognize, but they're not getting any coverage, any hype, because the media only want to talk about Bronny. Exactly. In reference to the Knicks, they do have 2 picks tonight, pick number 24 and 25. They just traded last night for Mikal Bridges, which I'm pretty happy for. It's a pretty good pick. They did give up like 6 draft picks, future unconditional draft picks or whatever. So they gave up a lot of future draft picks. I guess we'll see what happens, but Mikal Bridges will be a good role player. He's made 0 all-star, all-star games, but I think he'll be a good role player, giving up Bojan Bogdanovic. But yeah, the Knicks have 2 players tonight. Hopefully they do something with it. But yeah, I would like to see more coverage on the players in the top 5 than I would on Bronny, but LeBron is more media coverage than anyone. So, kind of makes sense a little bit.
Are you following any of the players in the draft? I mean, who do you think is going to go number 1?
No, I honestly, I can't name 5 players from the draft right now.
Yeah, same here.
So I'll follow it on Twitter. I'll follow it on ESPN. I'll see the names and stuff like that. But no, I'll wait for like the preseason to take a look at any of the guys that are drafted.
All right, Donnie, same question to you. Who do you think's going number 1? What do you think about Bronny? And let's talk a little bit of 76ers draft hopes.
Yeah, and by the way, the Alexander Sarr a couple weeks ago was favored to go number one. Again, another one of the kids out of France, but it's lately been all Risa Shea, who's now makes about a minus 500 price to go number one. So some big changes over the past couple weeks. The draft itself, not all that enticing. Typically, we get guys, it's like, all right, you watch them play a lot in college basketball, you're excited to see the draft. There are players like that in this draft, but just not that superstar talent that draws you to the television. Because if you won the draft lottery this year, most teams are probably saying like, man, I wish I could just say, all right, we don't want it this year. We're going to save it for the next 1 or 2 years down the road where a legitimate true number one comes through, like a Victor Wembanyama, or let's just say a Zion Williamson a couple years back. But having said that, like Bronny James is dominating the draft coverage, which is wild for a guy that basically is due to pick somewhere in the 50s, which means he's not even going to be drafted on night number one. And it looks like the Los Angeles Lakers are probably going to be the team that drafts Bronny James here. And that price point now is like a minus 150 or so for him to go to the Lakers. Second place team, I guess second place odds, the Phoenix Suns, somewhere on that plus 600 price. So it looks like it is going to be the Lakers. But for my Sixers, picking 16th on it, it'll be interesting to see if they actually pick a player or if they trade that away, because they do have an extra max slot that is available this summer to add a superstar player. It's just a matter of will they use the pick tonight to sort of make a trade with another team to acquire that said superstar player. So looking forward to that aspect, but also for Sammy's Knicks. So it was a pretty good move to get Bridges. And I don't look at draft picks in the NBA the same way you do other sports.
Right.
Like, they're going to be giving up 4 or 5 first-round draft picks, but the Knicks are expected to be good. What's that pick going to be? 27, 28, 26, 25? You're not getting anybody that's going to make an impact. So good for them for saying, you know what? We have a chance to move up in the East. They took advantage of that. You can't fault the Knicks for doing that.
No, not of course. I mean, Donnie, Sammy, same question to both of you. You think Bronny should have waited a little bit before it's in the draft?
Yeah, I mean, from a development standpoint, you know, he averaged 5 points and 3 rebounds or 2 rebounds for a USC team that was a bad team. So, you know, in college, that's the place to develop, not against grown men that are NBA superstars. But he did it because he's able to, because of the family that he's in. So he definitely took advantage in that spot, as much as he doesn't want his dad in the spotlight for the reason that he's there. In a way, you know, a little bit, you're going to take advantage of that opportunity. So good for him.
Donnie, same question to you. You think he should? I mean, I think obviously given his numbers, he should have waited. What do you think?
I mean, technically he should have, but this is one of the worst drafts we're going to talk about. So if there's any time to turn pro, if you're not sure, this is the draft to do it. And having said that, it's not as if he's turning pro like, hey, if you wait, you could be a top 5 pick the next year. Like, he's going to be 55th, 56th, 57th, somewhere in that case, because the Lakers, I think, second round pick is 55, which is where most books are listing at 54.5 as that over under. So if there was a time to come out, you're going to come out now. But here's the interesting part. Like, Rich Paul is a very good agent in the NBA. A lot of high priced guys, which includes his own client there, LeBron James. Basically telling teams like, hey, don't pick this guy unless you're going to give him an NBA contract, because so many times those second-round players are on two-way deals. That means, hey, we draft you, come to training camp. If it doesn't work out, we still hold your rights, but we'll send you to the G League where you can play every night, improve your skills. And if we need you, we'll call you up. He's telling people he's not going to the G League, which again limits the places that he could go, which includes the Lakers here. So if you are Bronny James, you probably would have benefited just to go back to college just because you're going to play on a night-to-night basis. If you go to the NBA on a one-way contract to the NBA when technically you're not good enough for the NBA, you don't play at all. So all you do is practice and not play and travel. So it's sort of he's up against it. I understand if you have an agent that can get you that deal, it makes sense. But having said that, he's got to develop. He's not going to develop in the NBA.
No, not at all, for sure. Sammy, let's talk some baseball. Subway Series, Yankees and Mets. I'm sure you're on the Yankees, but what else you got tonight?
No, that doesn't sound like something I would do. I mean, they did break the streak last week, and they did lose on a Wednesday, so that definitely broke that streak of Wednesdays. But yeah, I mean, they got a battle back. Cole pitched like garbage yesterday, giving up 4 home runs, and he had 0 strikeouts.
Yeah, tough.
No, I do like the Angels that are starting right now against Oakland, and I do like the Twins over the Diamondbacks late night. And obviously, maybe, you know, I'm able to watch the Yankees. It's Wednesday, so I can watch them on Prime because, you know, I'm blacked out every other day. So today I can actually watch them. So I'll definitely take advantage. In reference to the JDS contest, it's heating up, just like I say, every week. Empire Maker, who was over 21 units, has like a 6-game losing streak. He's still in first place at plus 12.6. But you got second, third, and fourth that are all within 2 units. Fourth place at 10.41. So you got Empire Maker, Hunch the River, and Capitalist Pig. So we're less than 100 days, so no new entries at this point. And yeah, it's a battle every week. There's a change in the top 5.
That doesn't make any sense to me with the whole Yankees broadcasts. You live up there in upstate New York, you should be able to get every Yankee game. I mean, growing up in South Jersey, as Donnie well knows, we would get every Phillies game, every Sixers game, every Eagles game. It just seems crazy to me that
all the streaming services. Yes wants them to do their own, the Yes Network wants their own thing. And it's just like, it's not, there's so many streaming. I'm not just going to pay just for Yankee games. Like, I like the Yankees, but not enough for, I'd rather buy the MLB package to get everything rather than just one team. So it's It's a trade-off.
Yep. Donnie, let's jump over to you. What do you got on the diamond today?
Yeah, by the way, just to pick up that point, like if you buy the MLB package, you should get every single game, no blackouts, even if it's your home team that you're looking to watch. Because, it came up with the Phillies this past weekend. They were at home. 2 of the 3 games, one was on Roku on Sunday morning. The other was on Apple TV. I'm saying, like, what are we actually doing here? Do you not want them to watch? And I always say this, like, it's one thing, like, let's just say if you have Roku and that's all you have, and once in a while they'll put a Major League Baseball game on. That's fantastic, but I understand if you want to put on Roku and Apple TV, but still have it on the base cable services for the people that actually pay for it. Because I don't remember my cable company going like, hey, you know what? Here's $6.76 back because game number 52, we weren't allowed to broadcast. They're not doing that for us. No, and I'm tired of signing up, which again, in the future with football, get ready for it. Every single weekend game is going to be on some different package that you can't watch or have a problem logging into. That's going to be a nightmare in itself. But tonight, Major League Baseball package, for me, I do think the Yankees, they're a heavy public favorite tonight. Luis Gil was terrible in his last start. I do think he bounces back. I think the bats for the Yankees bounce back tonight because I do think they have the pitching advantage on the mound. Minaya is not a great pitcher. He is a lefty, though, and sometimes can give right-handed batters and left-handed batters trouble at this point. Good hitting conditions up there at Citi Field. I think the Yanks bounce back. And then game number 2, Dodgers and the Chicago White Sox. 2 good pitchers on the mound. 2 names you're not probably really familiar with Stone and Fedde. Fedde was a bad pitcher for the Washington Nationals for a long time. He's no longer a bad pitcher. A couple hundred batters he's faced this year. He's got good numbers. I went under 8.5 in that game tonight. So just a couple things to look forward to after that day slate today.
All right, Donnie, good luck with those. And let's touch on that whole streaming service thing. Sammy, let's jump over to you on it. With all these different streaming services available right now, what do you have? Me personally, I have a IPTV service called Jetstream TV. I want to say it was about 300 hours for 3 years. Does it lag? Yes. Does it freeze every once in a while? Yes. But it gets the job done. I get every major sport, every major network, even a handful of porn channels. There's a lot of shit. There's a lot of shit on there, but I think it's a good value. Sammy, what are you doing as far as all that, especially sports related? What's the story?
Yeah, so I got YouTube TV for my main source, which is pretty good for the NHL and NBA playoffs. They did the split screen. Even right now, I'm watching the soccer or Euros on the split screen for both games on. So that's something that is pretty innovative.
The split screen is really nice, being able to watch more than one.
Yeah, and basically you can turn the audio on whatever game you want and flip that around. So that's pretty cool. And then also within YouTube TV, they have the Red Zone channel. I don't personally pay for the NFL package. I think it's better to do Red Zone and then just have another TV with your local Fox or CBS game.
Right.
That works for me. I love the Red Zone. And then I also have Netflix, Amazon Prime, no Hulu, no Disney. And then we have Peacock for the English Premier League soccer games, mainly, a couple movies here or there. Right. But I would say YouTube TV and then Netflix is my main other source. Okay. Amazon for baseball and the random football, and obviously just for Amazon itself. And then, yeah.
It's crazy.
I know. There's so many to name. I can't even think of all of them. But
there is. I mean, like I mentioned, I got the Jetstream TV, but then I got Amazon Prime, Hulu, Netflix, Vudu, Peacock TV, Paramount Plus. I mean, there's after a while, it just gets.
Yeah, I mean, you're paying more than you would be on cable.
Yeah, exactly, and you have to keep up with 7 or 8 different bills every month, and some have ads, some have don't, some you could pay. It's overwhelming. It is.
Yeah, and then also for me, I also get the Tennis Channel and then the Tennis Channel Plus. So I pay for the Tennis Channel Plus. Because that gets me 95% of all the matches. So that's how I'm able to watch, anything.
Right. Donnie, how about you? What's your setup like?
Yeah, so I have Xfinity because I need the reason I can't get away from that. I need
one of the one of the worst companies out there. Just throw that out.
It's so expensive, but they have very, very good high-speed internet, which is what I need for my business purposes here. So that stays, but it is expensive. But the thing, like, even like catches up to me sometimes, you know, because last year for a while, like I had Xfinity, which is Comcast, and also the Dish Network in my house from my previous place where I lived. So I was having 2 cable bills because I wanted the NFL package.
Right.
But now with the YouTube, which I do like at that point, but it just catches you off guard. Like I got that message, I think like 2 days ago. Hey, you're going to auto confirm for next year for the package for the NFL ticket on YouTube, which I liked it last year, but like $450. I say to myself, like, man, like at least last year's like introductory would give you $200 off if you sign up early, but it looks like they're going to sting you for the full $450. But even that, like just keeping up with the networks, like of knowing what it is, like where's this game at tonight? Like there used to be some, hey, just turn on ESPN, turn on channel 3, 6, or 10, or Fox, and the game would be there. Or if you just had the ticket, you went there. Now it's like, all right, this game's on Peacock, the next game's going to be on Netflix, and it's just a pain in the ass logging in and out of those accounts. And the thing I get pissed off the most about is I like to flip around channels. You go to commercial, I'm already looking around to other things. Like, but if you have like the games on Netflix, if you get out of Netflix and flip around, you got to get back into Netflix. You're missing 3 to 4 plays. The lag, if you want to bet, is like a minute to 2 minutes behind actual real time. Because the thing I love about Sunday afternoon so many times is like you're by yourself, but you're watching it with everybody on social media. And the fact of the matter is like the beat writers at the stadium, hey, big play by Jalen Hurts. I didn't even see that damn thing on my TV because I'm trying to stream it through certain networks here. So it might be an interesting thing for the digital future, but I saw it coming 2 to 3 years ago. Like it just sucks. And sooner or later, it's going to be so bad that you just can't sit down and watch one network to watch the NFL. It's going to be all over the place and delayed and freezing up. And yes, extra money.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, that's all it's about is the money.
Hey, you want to know what's funny? You talk about logging in and logging out. I remember the last time I was at an Airbnb, I logged into one of those devices, never forgot to log out. And then like 4 days later, I get an email, your login just popped up in Connecticut. And I'm like, oh shit, I never logged out. Like, you know.
Sammy, how's the tennis thread looking? How's the record? What do you got going on over there?
Tennis pretty good. Having a decent week. Not betting a ton. It's the week before a major. Wimbledon starts on Monday, so I will be doing the $150 contest, which I'll post probably tomorrow to start making some picks. The brackets will come out, or the draw will come out on Friday and Saturday. But yeah, tennis is looking good. I am plus 44 units on the year. Record of 386 and 390. And for the grass court, I'm basically even, minus 54. So yeah, pretty decent going into Wimbledon, and then we'll go back to hard court, back to clay court with the Olympics, and then basically back to hard court.
Awesome. Well, Sammy, I think you had a couple of questions, or I think the Q&A thread.
Oh yeah. JDS, JDS was asking about my yearly, monthly, weekly goals as far as the tennis thread goes.
Yes.
So I don't really think long term as far as a gambling goal, I guess. You know, I'm more of a weekly type of gambler. So my goal is trying to withdraw about 300 to 500 a week. If I'm able to do that, and also not deposit every week or every other week, that's obviously what my goal is. Which then, you know, you just multiply it by the months, by the year. So essentially, I'm just going week by week to try and grab a couple $100, and then that allows me to do the things that are the activities and the hobbies of my life.
Awesome.
So I'm able to golf a lot. That's why I'm able to, you know, go. I mean, I don't go out a ton because going out, you know, it's $50 just to go out. But, you know, I'm able to go out. I'm able to golf whenever I want to. So, you know, I'm not saying gambling is my living, but if I'm like Donnie, you know, if you're able to make a couple $100, he's winning more than I am. But, you know, if you're able to win a couple $100, you know, that's what you're trying to do.
Speaking of Donnie, let's jump into real quick. Klay Thompson's future. Jeannie asked about it in the Q&A thread. What do you think about Klay Thompson's future? I mean, with the Warriors, should they keep him? Should they move on? And if they do get rid of him, where's he going?
You can't get sentimental, people, in professional sports. Like, I know Klay Thompson's looking for a big contract based on what he did, when what he's going to do in the future is much, much different. You're at a crossroads right now for the Golden State Warriors. Like, we remember them winning championships, yes, but also last year, like the Houston Rockets were pushing them for one of the final playoff spots in the play-in round. So it's not as if that dynasty is still chugging along and blasting everybody on a night-to-night basis. If you are the Golden State Warriors and he wants to come back cheap, of course you would take him, because he still could be a 3-and-D guy, not nearly effective as he was a couple years ago before the injuries. But if he thinks he's going to stay and play hardball with the Golden State Warriors and they're going to sign him to a long-term big contract, that would be a terrible decision for the Golden State Warriors. If we're looking at it now, he probably should be on the move, to be honest. You can't get sentimental. That's the rule, though.
Sammy, what happened?
Hey, Czechia just scored, tied it up against Turkey. Yeah, it's not
Turkey,
Czech Republic
how
and
about that?
Turkey anymore. It's Czechia and Turkey. They've renamed themselves.
Yeah.
So Czechia just tied it up with Turkey. And in a shocking result, Georgia's up 2-0 on Portugal, but I got the under 3.5 in that game. So that's decent. I mean, Portugal just took out most of their starters because they already advanced to the group. But this Czechia-Turkey game is pretty important because one of them might get in and one of them might get eliminated. But Georgia's going to advance to the knockout round after this win, and Portugal will as well. So then on the other side, you got Copa America, which is where USA is playing, and they play tomorrow night in their second game. They won their first game in the group 2-0. So for them, it's pretty much semifinals or bust is their expectation. So, we'll see what happens with them.
Sammy, real quick before we get out of here, Klay Thompson's future. What are you thinking?
Yeah, just like Donnie said, I mean, some of these guys are a little bit dramatic. He started off by removing all of his Golden State stuff from Instagram, which I hope he made copies of because those are your memories. So, I hope I'm sure someone has a copy somewhere, but why would you remove those memories? That's really petty. Like Donnie says, at the end of the day, it's a business. He's been there for 10, 12 years. He spent his whole career there. He's a Hall of Famer. He does have a couple years left. For him, he's just a step-up shooter. He's going to be that guy in the corner shooting 5 to 7 threes a game, but that's fine. That's what you want out of him. And he can still get to the hoop, and he's still a 85, 90% free throw shooter. So it's just really him getting the courage to get to another team, but he's definitely going to be a wanted free agent. He'll go quickly.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Donnie. And thank you, Sammy. And thank you, Donnie. Good luck on all the action this week, guys. And we will see you around the forum.
See ya.
Going.